Go.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, I'm Jessie. I'm a second year business management major and with an emphasis on human resources. I'm an intern for VCN this year, and today I want to run for Vietnamese Culture and Director of 2019-2020. To be honest, culture didn't mean a lot to me when I was in Vietnam. I think it was because I'm in the culture all the time, so I didn't realize that value. But since I moved here away from home, away from my parents, being here by myself, I have to start my new life. I mean, I have to start a life again. And I recognize that having a culture is important to each and every single one of us, especially for myself. Before I was running away from where I actually come from, I didn't want to be a Vietnamese. I tried to adapt to the new environment and the American culture so hard that I neglected the fact that I'm Vietnamese. I didn't tell anyone that I'm from Vietnam, and I tried to avoid talking to anyone about my ethnicity. However, joining VSA meant a huge change in my mindset. I start being so proud of my culture because basically being with VSA, I can be myself. I can be a big person without any judgment, and I feel so comfortable talking in both English and Vietnamese. I started asking my parents about what does culture mean to them, and they were surprised of me asking them that question. They told me that doesn't matter. What does it mean to them? It matters that what does it mean to me. And to me, culture keeps me not forgetting my family. But I know culture will not be the same for y'all because we are all different. And it depends on what you went through and what you want to take as your culture. Therefore, if I can be VCN director next year, I will not put my culture to the show, but I'll put our culture to the show. That the one that we can all relate, that even though our background is different, from my perspective, I don't think VCN director will produce the whole show themselves. I look at VCN as the production that reflects the whole club and how hard the club is working together to make the show possible. To me, VCN director will be the one who's the main point of contact. Who will make the final decisions and who will be responsible for everything and make sure all in good shape as we all want it to be. Being part of VCN this year is my honor to learn how to act, to ask people for money, and how to be able to work and get everyone and everything to be together. Even though I'm not having a lot of theater's experience, which is working with live myself, but I think it's never too late to learn. And as I said before, VCN is the production of everyone, so I believe in the people I'm working with. My goal is to continue bringing the part of our culture on stage so people will understand why we are who we are. Because Vietnamese culture is something that we all should be proud of. If I can be VCN director this next year, I'm looking forward to have a show that everyone can see themselves in it rather than myself only. I'm confident to say that from what I learned as an intern this year, I'm ready to work with everyone to put the best we can on the show next year. Thank you.
She should put a Pulitzer Prize or something. Oh yeah, keep going.
Do you have any ideas for next year's VCN if you were to get this position from?
Like the play. Like for now, I don't think I have any idea besides like communication story. But then I know like for working on the script, it's not only me who create the story, but it will be like people want to participate in VCN, like want to create the story. So I'm gonna get ideas from a lot of people, and then we're gonna find the best.
How will you ensure we raise enough money to host VCN?
I think to raise enough money to work for VCN, I have to look at what our VCN director did this year, and I have to think of like, do I want it to be at school or do I want it to be at a different venue like this year? So I can kind of know how much money we need, and then I have to talk to our treasurer to make sure like we raise enough money.
And scenario question. 1 month before VCN, we lose our
the venue, what would you do?
Like the venue,
The venue, yeah.
if that happened, I think we can start asking our school to see, like you mean the off-campus venue, right? Or
Anyway.
okay, so if at the worst scenarios, I'm gonna postpone the VCN and talk to the ICC, so they can report back to UPSA to choose another day.
We'll now open the floor for questions.
Let's say you do get this position. What's the first thing you're gonna do and when?
I think if I get these positions, I'm gonna start asking my board member to see like what they want to put on the show, like the play they want, and then it should start like in summer. So like in the year we can start planning the fundraisers and like how much money we want and like where do we want it to start.
Albert?
So VCN stands for Vietnamese Culture Night, and let's say you don't have a play ready to show that night. Would you be willing to come up with other alternatives instead of just only a play as the main show?
Like if the play is not that long, or like if we don't have a play.
A play is an option, but you don't have to have it as a play.
So you're asking if we don't have a play, what would? I think we can start having more performance. Like when I go to other school, other school VCN, sometimes like their play is pretty short, but they have like more performance. So if we don't have to play, then we can have time for more performance.
I think everyone sees VCN as, oh, you make a dance and you make a skit, but there's so many emotional factors in your actors and your dancers. How can you provide your actors and dancers confidence on stage and reassure them that everything will be okay?
I think like I can deal with it since I'm the part of VCN this year, and then I've learned a lot from how to act on stage. I was kind of scared at first, but then like through all the energizers as actors we have, and then I know that until the end, like when you got a lot of practice, that all the actors gonna support each other.
So this year we did, SCSU did a joint VCN with CSU San Marcos. If you were the VCN director for next year, would you plan on continuing that? And if you do, what would be the steps you would take to complete that?
It really depends on if CSU San Marcos want to do it with us again. But then if they want, I will completely like say yes to them because they're still like growing. So, and then I really have like a lot of good time with working with people at CSU San Marcos, and they, like you see, they have like choreographers like Jessica that we can have we can have her to for the performance. And if we want to have a joint again, if they want to have a joint again, I would ask our board member first to see like if we want to have a joint with them. Yes.
So let's say you got the position and you're behind schedule, like performances aren't ready and like acting is shaky. How are you gonna make sure that VCN's ready on time?
If we be high schedule practicing, I would probably like before one, like if we really behind, then the week before, then we probably have to have the whole week practice. But then I would try to avoid that as much as possible. Like we're gonna practice it as early as we can and as much as we can before, because I don't want to stress everyone out because it's not happening to us this year, so I don't want it to happen next year.
Are there any other questions from the floor?
ask my sister, because my sister can be able to do it, and she's coming next year.
Are there any other questions from the board?